All right, what's good, people? All right, I ain't scared of you motherfuckers. Actually, I'm not gonna lie. I was a little scared when I walked in. I didn't know if it was a doomsday prepper meeting or the next January 6th prepper meeting. I wasn't sure. But I saw one black family in the back, so I figured it was okay. So I came here. I escaped a very traumatic roommate situation in Brooklyn, and so I ended up moving to New Orleans March 31st, and I had what we call a yabba dabba do ass roommate. You might be asking yourself, what the fuck is a yabba dabba do ass roommate? This dude was basically like the Flintstones of roommates. He was the Cro-Magnon man of roommates. He admitted to me he was only taking 2 or 3 showers a week, y'all. Now we know that means 2 or 3 showers a month. Unfortunately, he was not faking the funk. He was keeping it all too real. This was a case of keeping it real gone wrong. I was forced to face the funk as my room was right next to his. I had to hear him do the bitch nigga shuffle several times a day. That's where I could hear his bare unwashed feet shuffling across my hardwood floor to get his delivery several times a day. And it was never a salad, never a green, always shit like beef on weck and onion rings. And therefore my bathroom was a motherfucking murder scene. I was the only brother who lived there. I was forced to clean it up. So I feel like Kanye was right. Slavery was a choice at that point. This brother definitely went against stereotypes. He was an Eastern Asian brother, a lot portlier than me, very hairy. He was the hairy-o of roommates. He was a Harry and the Hendersons ass roommate. But I hated him for who he was, not for who his people were. Because I feel like we have to make hate specific again. I feel like if MLK was around today, that would be his message. He also had superpowers. He had the ability to see right through dirt and never even clean it up. They really should have studied his eyes. He was like a horseshoe crab-ass roommate. But before I left New York and came to New Orleans, I made a stop in North Carolina, and I shit you not, this is a true story. I saw a sign that said, "Friendly Plantation." I just scratched my head and looked at it and said, oh no. You're not gonna get me again. You're not gonna get me this time. My ancestors would be rolling in their motherfucking graves if I fell for that one again. Plus, Kanye would have been right. Slavery would have been a choice. Now, I was looking at the internet the other day. I was looking at Instagram, and this white woman was complaining about nonchalant niggas. So I immediately took offense. I immediately felt attacked. Now, she wasn't talking about me, and she didn't even use the word nigga. But I felt offended on behalf of the nonchalant community. So I went home, I took a long, hard look in the mirror, and I asked myself, am I a nonchalant nigga? Am I the indica of niggas? Because truth is, I'd rather be the sativa of niggas. But I was on a date last year with a 7. I was really happy to be there. She was out of my league. I was happy to be on a coffee date with her. I do really well on those. And I was doing my Virgo shit. You know, not showing my feelings, not showing my hand, not showing my cards. And went well. She asked for a second date. So I decided we should turn all the way up on the second date and do mushrooms. Now, I was gonna do a macro amount of mushrooms. She peer pressured me into doing more than a macro amount of mushrooms. And the nonchalant nigga in me said, fuck it, let's see where this goes. Now I thought I killed it, y'all. I thought I knocked it out of the park. I got 2 phone calls the next day. The first phone call, she told me she got robbed on the way home. You see, she was doing the strong alcoholic white woman thing and had to walk me to the train to make sure that I got home safe. Little did she know I hopped my ass in an Uber. I wasn't gonna be tripping balls trying to get all the way from the East Village all the way back to Brooklyn. I might have ended up in the Bronx somewhere getting my ass kicked by the Warriors. Now, the second thing she told me was, at one point during the date, I stopped communicating and I just kept beatboxing. If you've ever done mushrooms, it's a very creative drug. It's a hell of a drug. But apparently women don't like it when you don't communicate traditionally. So I said, don't make me over now that I do anything for you. Respect me for what I am. She didn't respect me, y'all. She didn't respect me, so I had to cut her off. And then I took it a step further, and I gave up white woman for Lent. But white woman, don't worry. Lent is over. I'm back out there, and I'm loving every minute of it. Black woman, don't worry, I haven't forgotten about you. I love your history. I love your thickness. I love your cocoa butter smell. But if you see me out there with a white woman, don't play or hate, congratulate. Don't beat us when you can join us. Because at the end of the day, we could be a multicultural, multi-ethnic family. Because at the end of the day, Polly want a cracker. All right, my name is Flavius Maximus. You can find me as Flavius Activist on Instagram. Thanks so much.